The federal government versus Sean Combs.
The largest pimp in the world disguised as a music mogul.
Predator sitting in a courtroom with a Bible.
I guarantee you it's not Diddy walking around in 8-inch platform heels.
There is no reason to own half of a Spencer store.
25 bottles of baby oil, 31 bottles of Astroglide.
Illegal objection. Ew.
What do we know? We know the fact that he hit her. We've seen the videos. We know the fact that the freak-offs were taking place, that he was hiring people from Craigslist, that he was paying them $1,500 to $6,000, depending on how well of a job they were doing.
I got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Rock Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
All harder is just as bad as the good look. And I know that for a fact. I got the scars to prove it.
I heard while I was on Empire about some of the people in the business. And Petey Pablo, you remember Petey Pablo?
I know who that is.
Petey Pablo, talented writer, singer. Him and Young Buck wrote a song called Ho Is On. And in that song, back in about 2011 or 29 or something, because he called out all of the homosexuality taking place at those parties and those people, he was kicked out of the music.
We are seeing Diddy's empire of abuse come to light by the federal authorities. The beatings, the $6,000 payouts to adult workers, and the deliberate ruin of lives are all examples of the evidence that we have seen. When Tory Lanez's father revealed that Jay-Z had planned his son's arrest, it completely upended the world's belief that they had captured the greatest hip-hop monster. As Terrence Howard says, if you expose the real power structure in this industry, they don't just cancel you, they destroy you. Jay-Z is pulling strings from jail. This is the horrifying reality that no one wants to acknowledge. We have been missing the puppet master, the one who controls the whole game from his billion-dollar throne. While we have been witnessing Diddy's freak-offs and baby oil scandals, Jay-Z is the reason Diddy exists. Not merely worse than him, Jay-Z is the architect. The public has been conditioned to see Diddy as the most influential figure in the industry. The guy with the connections, the parties, and the power. But what if I told you he was just middle management? What if the true CEO of this illegal company has been disguising himself as a businessman, donning a suit and tie? Jay-Z is not only not inferior to Diddy, he is the reason Diddy even exists. He is the mastermind behind the decades-long systematic obliteration of black talent, using their dashed hopes as the foundation for his billion-dollar business.
And he did that interview with the baby person who sat there and told him about when he met Beyonce. Y'all remember that? That happened on Shay Shack. And he talked about how he was at the Diddy party at Diddy's house. And how after, the festivities were winding down and it was getting later into the middle of the night, approaching 3 a.m., Diddy got rid of almost everybody, but he let the baby stay behind with him and his close friends. And then he talked about how Beyonce was there, Jay-Z was there, not at their house, at Diddy's house. And how Beyonce presented herself to him, and she didn't have to do that because he knew who she was and he couldn't believe she was talking to him. But she approached him, kind of like how she approached that old friend of his when he said that he was at the party and the little people was there, and she asked him, isn't this how illuminated? There's been a lot of freaking off going on for a long time.
Diddy's demise, Jaguar Wright just delivered a bombshell that alters the course of events. She is referring to the notorious Diddy parties, but not the ones you think you're familiar with. Pay close attention to this. Around 3 in the morning, Jaguar recounts a night at Diddy's mansion. The celebrations were winding down. A few guests remained, but most had already been sent home. And who was still present? Beyonce and Jay-Z at Diddy's mansion, not their own. Jaguar recalls how Beyonce turned to someone at the party and said, "Isn't this arousing?" Take a moment to consider that. The most powerful couple in the world allegedly taking part in what Jaguar refers to as freaking off. She also claims this behavior has been ongoing for a long time. And this isn't some baseless accusation. This is coming from an industry insider connecting dots the mainstream media refuses to touch. While Diddy is taking all the heat, Jay-Z and Beyonce were right there in the middle of it.
I think it's time for us to address the elephant in the room.
R. Kelly was the first corporately sponsored pedophile. Everybody knew.
Once it came out on R. Kelly, Jay-Z fled the scene.
Point was, he knew all the time.
For 20 years, Jay-Z refused to speak out against R. Kelly, but his former partner, Dame Dash, won't stay silent.
Aaliyah is key to everything.
Aaliyah and I were very serious. We talked about getting married, so I knew exactly what went on.
She would be like, no, that's a bad man.
R. Kelly did indeed marry his protege, the 15-year-old singer Aaliyah Houghton.
Like, Aaliyah was like the sacrificial lamb for all that.
22-year-old rising star Aaliyah has been killed in a horrific plane crash.
It's a pain that you couldn't understand.
It changed you, turned you into a monster. When Dame was at his lowest, Jay committed the ultimate betrayal.
I had so much trust in my brother, but he did things that I thought he would never do. So what you think I felt all these years?
For 20 years, R. Kelly's power protected him.
At that time, we did not look hard enough.
Remember Aaliyah's album cover?
Age ain't nothing but a number. Sitting back there like Perv Master.
I mean, I wasn't there. I ain't have nothing to do with that.
They made a song together called Not Guilty. Anybody that knows what happened to my girl that with me should not be with home, period.
Even as new allegations came out, Jay looked the other way.
Kelly is accused of videotaping himself having with an underage girl. Prosecutors maintain the girl in the video was as young as 13 when it was made.
I mean, I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that. I know I ain't have nothing to do.
However, it gets much worse. Jay-Z didn't just know, he safeguarded them. In addition to being aware of industry predators, he helped protect them. Consider R. Kelly. The entire music industry was aware of R. Kelly's abuse of underage girls. Everyone knew. But who continued to work with him while children were being harmed? Who kept making millions off his music? Jay-Z. This is the same man who now portrays himself as a responsible businessman, a family man, a role model. Insiders claim he wasn't just ignoring the situation. Rumor has it he was enjoying the same twisted perks. Let's look at the timeline. At just 15 years old, Aaliyah was married to R. Kelly. The business knew. Jay-Z knew. But instead of speaking out or protecting young artists, he saw an opportunity. He made money. He aligned himself with power. It becomes clear everything we thought we knew about the music industry was a lie. Diddy isn't the mastermind. He's the fall guy, propped up by a carefully constructed facade of glamour and power. The real puppet master? He's been lurking quietly in the background all along. Jay-Z didn't just participate in this system of abuse and exploitation. He helped design it. He perfected it. And while Diddy's empire crumbles, Jay-Z's continues to grow, protected by wealth, silence, and a media machine that refuses to ask hard questions. So the issue isn't whether Jay-Z was aware. The real question is, to what extent is he involved? And why for so long has he been allowed to operate from the shadows while others take the fall?
Crokin standards, I'm brand new to the scene, but by like the public masses standards, I was like on the beat right.
Who is Liz Crokin?
Liz Crokin deserves a ton of like credit for this whole thing, and she's not the only one, but she's taken so many arrows. She is like the Pizzagate journalist, and that's how she gets smeared. She was a Hollywood reporter, like a total like in the in crowd for a decade or whatever. I don't know how long, and she was at all the parties. She's reported on these people like in person because she used to be in the crowd, and then I think it was Pizzagate that broke, and she started to investigate like what's going on here, and then she got blacklisted, she got pushed out, she got slandered. They eventually tried to kill her dog. She's been smeared 10 ways till Sunday, legally attacked, monetarily attacked.
How did they try to kill her dog?
I believe poisoning. You'd have to go to her page and look it up, but she's been reporting on how corrupt these people are. She's been reporting on Jay-Z and his crimes for like 8 years now. She's been deep in these trenches.
This is what blows my mind about all of it. Nothing is new about it. And when the Harvey Weinstein broke, nothing was new about it to everyone on the know. And it was they say a badly kept secret, which is not a secret. It was known. With Jay-Z, we're going to get into it. I don't know these things because I don't care for his music. I don't know if that's a sacrilege. But everyone's like, yeah, everyone knew about it. It was the worst kept secret. Yeah. So Liz Crockett she's in this, living it, and been talking about it for years while no one's listening.